don't know if you can see. Oh, I wonder if you could hear. Can you hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Website. Website right here. I don't know if you can see the. I can't see it. My glasses are so broke. I need to get some more glasses. Okay, I want to know. Okay, so I want to just clarify something. I am being attacked, like stalked and attacked by the city mayor's like branches. I live in this homeless shelter at the YWCA Hollywood Women's Shelter, and I noticed that I was being attacked when I bought this outdoor lawn chair. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm being stalked by two men, and I need like somebody to like investigate this. Like if you can investigate this, because it was like 9 months ago where it was me, Christiana, and Michelle. We were sitting in the car, in my car. We always sit in the car, and we always, because we always smoke. And we sit in our car and we talk and we watch TV in the car. And they noticed it. I didn't notice it, but they noticed two men always these dog walkers, like people that walk their dogs. These two dog walkers they come straight to my car and they let their dog just shit and piss right, because they let everybody that they seem like they hate indigenous homeless women, and they bring their dogs, and they walk their dogs right in front of our lawn and shit and piss right there, and we have to park right here. Now these are people that don't live in the building, they live around the corner somewhere around the area. Look at the description where you can see the address where I'm at. You can see for yourself where they can walk anywhere. Why would you walk your dogs, and why would you have your dogs shit right here by my car all the time for 9 months, and I didn't even notice it? Because my friends were saying, and I was thinking, well, I don't know, they just walking their dogs. I wasn't paying attention to it, because we were just, because we always talking about what we need to be talking about. So I wasn't paying attention until I bought. Now they moved out. My friends moved out already long time ago. I don't know, a month ago. So I'm just by myself around these people. Now the city mayor have have turned this woman's center. I applied for housing, for shelter housing, because when I submitted a proposal into the city mayor's department, I was stalked. I guess where I lived at in Chino, the police department lived in that whole complex area, and I didn't know that. When I submitted a proposal, and I lived there for 5 years, everything was great. Everything was lovely for 5 years in Chino, San Bernardino County. When I submitted that proposal into the city mayor's office by email, Lord have mercy, I sent it by email. I didn't even go down there. I just sent it by email. Then all of a sudden, the maintenance men that do the maintenance work, they changed. It became more of them, and they were dressed. They were detectives. They were different, and I'm like, wow. And then they were just different, doing different things. You see, a group of men over here for me. You coming for me because I'm sending a proposal to end homelessness. So anyway, I ended up being stalked. My house got broken into where my electricity was turned off by the SWAT team. They came in with high-powered weapons, pointed at my children, slammed my son to the ground, and I ended up going to jail for 5 days because I submitted a proposal to end homelessness into the city mayor's department. Do you know? You're at war, not just me. People like me, we are at war. The city mayor have been embezzling in our inheritance this whole time, and I didn't know that. But this is what happened to me of how I got in this homeless shelter. Let me just get to this point where I got no. So I got in this homeless shelter, and I'm being harassed. That's why I'm making this video. I'm being harassed by the Los Angeles City Mayor Karen Bass. Like, she's sending out some people, and they're like dog. I guess they are dog walkers. They have dogs, and they're walking their dogs. Okay, that's fine. But why, when I get so it's hot. I used to be sitting in my car, and I look at my videos, and I'm looking at my videos, waiting to get my housing and waiting to get my inheritance, because I'm awarded over $137 million of my inheritance from my grandfather's estate, because Oklahoma has stolen our inheritance, and it's been embezzling it for, I don't know, since 1936, since they came here and removed our from our estate. Well, we never got the knock on our door. When your grandparents die, you're supposed to get a knock on your door saying, "Oh, here's your inheritance." Well, my parents never got the knock, and I remember my father was saying, "How come I didn't get the boat?" Because he's a fisherman. My father's a fisherman. I'm a fisherwoman, and he was wondering. In 1982, when my grandfather died, he was supposed to get the boat. That's when my mother knew something was wrong, because why was the boat stolen from some other cousin we didn't know? Well, anyway, they stole the boat. They stole all the inheritance with the city. Because if you get a cousin, the cousin will just sign off on anything. Oh, $200,000 I get every year. Okay, I'll take it. And that's what my shady ass cousin did. Settled for that shit. We sitting on millions. 337 million annually. Anyway, okay, so I'm sitting in the car waiting for my inheritance. Okay. So it's hot. So my friends already moved. They moved somewhere else. Okay. So it's hot. So I go outside, and my daughter buys me a lawn chair, an outdoor lawn chair to sit outside. So I can sit outside because it's hot. I sit outside, and here come the same two guys with the dogs. And this is when I knew they were trying to be funny. It's when the dogs, and they let their dogs shit right here and right here. Listen, right here by my feet. I'm outside in front of the shelter where I live at, inside the building right here. So I get up. I said, "Hey," what you? And I get up, and I said, "What you doing? Why you over here? Why you here? Why you here? Why you bring your dogs right here? Shit right here by my feet." And then it was a man and it was a woman. But when this woman spoke, it was a man. It said, "Well, you don't pay rent here." I said, "Get your ass away from me, you motherfucking man, bitch. Get your motherfucking ass away from me, bitch. It don't matter if I pay fucking rent in here. It don't matter if I pay rent. I'm indigenous to the land, bitch. It's what you don't know." These two Mexican people, they go to the manager, tell the manager something else. The manager come to me. The manager of Path comes to me upset at me that I'm getting harassed. It says, "Katherine, did you tell those two people that they can't walk their dogs here, right here?" I said, "Yeah, they can't have their dogs sitting right next to my feet while I'm sitting right here in front of the building that I live in. My public, my personal space is not public access." She said, "Yes, it is." Both. It was a man and a woman. Both Mexicans said, "Yes, it is." Listen, they said, "Your personal space right here is public access, because this is a shelter, so it's public. So your personal space is public access. That means if I go to a park and lay down at the park on a blanket like everybody do, and two men come up and have their dogs to shit right here, you can't say nothing. So two men come in and bring their dogs to shit and piss right next to your feet, and you don't say nothing. It's gonna be a fight, and you know it. My personal space is not public access. Two Mexican workers that work for Path, for the city mayor, runs the building. So I would like to take my inheritance, part of my inheritance of the 137 million, to buy the 3 blocks. The block we're starting in the building that I reside at, the block that I reside at, and then the one across the street, because there's an abandoned building that sits across the street, and it's abandoned. Now, the reason why I want to take that block there is because the city mayor is committing crimes against a person who is indigenous and who is labeled as the Messiah. One of the messiahs, many messiahs, is walking around here, as Vladimir Putin explained to you many, many times. That Vladimir Putin told you to respect the messiahs that's walking in America. Karen Bass. You see, you're not from here. You brought these police officers that work for you. You brought them to our country. We didn't ask you to bring them here. We didn't ask you to bring these stalkers, these parasites to our country, did we, Karen Bass? Because see, you're the coon that's running the city mayor's office. And these white people is just, yeah, whatever she says, okay. If the two men come back with these dogs, I'm just letting you know, I'm going to punt both them bitches like Baxter. I'm going to punt them dogs like Baxter. And then if anyone swings, just know that they will be intensive care, not me. They will be intensive care because I am in my own right. I'm in my own space. I had to go to Home Depot and get me this little white, like a bendable fence. Little short one, and you just put it right around your space, the length of my car where I'm at to the grass right here, so that these dog walkers won't come and shit near my feet and disrespect me on my own fucking land. And so Karen Bass, since you sending these bitches over to me while you're stealing my inheritance, while all of you city mayors is stealing my inheritance, that means it's war. Obviously, it's war. Okay, all right, okay then. So let everybody know that Karen Bass, Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, look at the proposal. Please go to my website. It's right there and download the proposal. Everything that I'm going through is in that proposal. Who is at fault is in that proposal. The address, phone number is the city, Karen Bass, address and phone number at the building at downtown. At the City Hall building is where your records is at. If you're in Texas, then you go to the City Hall building. And you email, no, you don't go there. You email them because all you got to do is call and say, it's your records. Shit, it's your deeds. You call and you say, I would like to do a check on my grandparents' estate, probate estate, because a probate is where you don't have a will, but you have an estate going back from your great-great-grandparents. So if you're going back to your great-great-grandparents, you have an estate that they're sitting on. And they won't tell you. They won't give you a knock. See, the city county clerk is supposed to knock on your door and say, hi, are you blah, 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 blah. And you say, yeah. Okay, hi, well, you're on that register and you have an inheritance of the street on this block. Can you sign right here? Because this is yours. And apparently we're on your thing here. We're just going to continue to pay you the taxes because this is yours. And we've been paying the IRS, which is wrong. We're not supposed to pay the IRS. In fact, the IRS is the middleman and they're the criminals that's telling who's the IRS when it's not even their land. So we're not going to pay the IRS anymore because they're gone. We have to pay you because you're indigenous to the land. And that's what they were supposed to do. Karen, Los Angeles city mayor, that is running this homeless shelter that I'm being attacked at. I live there. So with my inheritance, I would like to, I'm not even talking to Karen. I'm just letting everybody know what's happening to me while she's running this criminal facility. She's forcing, okay, so when I signed the Salvation Army, they say, what are you? I said, well, I'm a woman. They said, okay, are you bisexual? Are you transgender? I was like, no, I'm a woman. I'm strictly dickly up in here. I'm a grandmother. I have children. I'm what? Straight. I'm straight. Yes. Right, that, all that. Okay, well, we're going to send you to a woman's facility. It's the YWCA, and that's built for women. That's a woman's facility. Okay. So I go there thinking it's a woman facility. It's got men dressed as women. And then there's mentally ill people there that have mental issues. And then there's gay women in there. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But I'm talking about men up in there with mentally ill patients too. No, you have to put the mentally ill patients where they go, where they supposed to, let me see, where did they go to? You got to create that's why they're criminals. You got to create a place for them because they're not supposed to be in a mental institution. Just that you don't put nobody that just need housing in a mental institution, cramming them up. That's why you're a criminal. What you doing? Why are they here in this one building with real women in a real women facility? This is a YWCA Hollywood woman studio where Marilyn Monroe, Sharon Tate, all of them were in this building, and they lived here before they were Sharon Tate, before they were Marilyn Monroe, before they were Rita Moreno, the electric company lady. Hey, you guys, all of them, Betty White, Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, any woman you can ever think of that's famous on TV lived there before. And what they did was, when the white women ran it, when they were there, because black women built that building first. We're indigenous and we built that building first. Then they shot us out of it. Remember I told you, NBC News shot us out of our own buildings here in California. That's what they did. The city mayor did that. When they did that, they brought the white women in, and it's stated on their website. Type it in, YWCA Hollywood Center, and you'll see that they founded the place in 1910. Type it in. When they came in, they turned it into a hoe house, a prostitute house. When the white women came in, they turned it into a prostitute house, a hoe house for the producers and the directors. And because the film studio that's for sale, that's why I want to get the three blocks, because the film studio is for sale. I want that so I can create my film studio too. And you have the proposal. Look at my website. Please download it. Please look at it. It's right there. Anyway, since I'm living in my own residence, I have a right to claim where I'm at. And I'm being abused by this and harassed by this city mayor. And people have to know this. They have to know that I'm being abused here. Like, I'm being stalked. I don't by Mexican people. These Mexican men and these white men that live here. And they're just creepy people that keep passing by, walking by with the fucking dogs and letting them shit right there. Ask anybody, please. The address is there. Just come to the address. Ask any woman that's sitting outside. They'll tell you. They'll say, yeah, we have to tell them, can you go over there, sir? Why are you over here? I'm not the only one. 5 women died in the facility because because PATH is running it. And it runs with the city mayor, and what they do is they abuse all women, not just all women. They abuse all women, white, Mexican, it don't matter. They don't care. And what they do is, when the women die there, they'll have a party right next to it to feed off the energy of it. And they'll have the security there, so you won't say, hey, what you doing? Why would you have a party right next to the person that died? Then when you complain about when the people die and you having parties right next door to it to feed off the energy. So it's like, okay, if y'all vampires, y'all got to leave me alone. If you vampires and reptilians, guess what? I'm indigenous to this land and I live here, and I did not know that it was like this. So I'm just sitting up here surrounded by all you know what I'm saying? All you parasites, just surrounded. Okay, well, I'm claiming my land where I'm at, because y'all got to get away from me. Tell you that right now. Let them 2 men come, because when I seen the 2, okay, so this happened to me the day before yesterday, where I bought this lawn chair. When I bought the lawn chair, that's when I knew that I'm being harassed, because what you standing right here having your dog shit right here? What you doing that for? Okay, so when that happened, okay, so then I cussed them out. I cussed out the 2 managers and wrote a report, did a grievance letter, and reported the 2 managers that went and sided with the 2 strangers that's harassing me. Like, bitch, what you going with them for? What you saying that my personal space is public access? No, the fuck it ain't. If I called the police, they would tell you that you're wrong. What you mean? So a police officer a police officer wouldn't agree, because I've seen it before where it was these strange people that would come up to these people and they would have to call the police. And because they would harass homeless women. They harass homeless women. I didn't know that until I knew that they harass homeless people. I know that somewhere else. I didn't think it was going to be right here. But no, the people that live in this area, they're Mexican and white people, and they're gay. They're all like homosexual or they're straight, but this just mostly just, I didn't know. I'm not into that. I'm strictly dickly. I just told you. So I'm a woman, real woman, kids and all, what I'm saying, grandmother. Okay. So I didn't know it was like that, to where they was against real women. I didn't know that transgender men hated real women. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the city mayor hated our guts. Did you know I didn't know that? Did you know that? I didn't just, hey, you know, like the people that's in the office, I didn't know that they hate our guts that bad. Like, bitch, we hate you so bad we want to kill you. I didn't know that until it came up close to me where they're disrespecting me by, and then the thing said, well, you don't pay rent here. Oh, so you can sit right next to, you can stand right next to me. I don't know you. And you can have your dog shit right next to me because you think I don't pay rent. I'm not supposed to pay rent. I'm indigenous. I'm not supposed to pay rent. Why do you think the governor is calling out for reparations? Because I've been sending him the proposals. He didn't even, I don't even see no money. I don't see nothing. He just saying it because he's probably trying to get votes or something. I don't know. But all I know is from the time they came to our country, from the time that white people and Mexican came to our country and Chinese people came to our country, we've been getting hell ever since. And it comes from the enemy's allies. So if you take over a country, then that means the bad people of that country would come here. So the bad Chinese people is over here, the bad Mexican people is over here, the bad white people is over here against the indigenous woman of myself, the indigenous me. You're indigenous, you know, I'm indigenous, so you're against me. That means you're against God. That means you're okay with killing gods, because the Texas, Oklahoma 1921 is about the city mayor looking for a Negro woman named Mary Magdalene, who was married to a Negro man named Joseph. When they caught up to Mary Magdalene, she was, and it's an interview. It's on the YouTube channel. I already made the videos about it where you could hear her interview. She said, yeah. Because they said, what is your name? And she said, Mary Magdalene. My name, Mary Magdalene. Yes, sir. What you want with my people? What you want? What you want? Because this was the time when they were being raided. They were looking for Mary Magdalene, the bloodline of, I guess they're looking for the Christ bloodline. Guess what, you stupid motherfucker? We everywhere. The fuck you mean? You gotta bomb everybody. So they found her, and she said, yeah, my mama named Mary Magdalene, and my mother, and my mother before her, and then the lady across the street around the corner is Mary Magdalene. And then he said, married to a Joseph, and he said, yeah, son, they married to Josephs. Yeah, and she thought about it too. Like, I never really. I think a week later they bombed that whole Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. That's why they bombed it. And that's where my grandfather deeds come in at, because he had to flee out of that area, because that's where my grandfather on my father's side is from, Tulsa. They fled into Stillwater, and my father wasn't even born yet. Yeah, they fled into Stillwater. The firstborn was a woman. It was my father's sister. Anyway, so they fled into Stillwater to have my father so I could be born. And my mother's from Chicago. And that's a whole nother thing. Chicago is from California. California and Chicago is one and the same. Tennessee is one and the same. There is no such thing as separating states. You people came in here talking about separating states. California and Florida is one and the same. Mississippi, Choctaw, and then other nations, because it's on my grandparents' deeds that she says it. She said there's no separating states, and the commissioner who stole the land said, yes, Oklahoma's Oklahoma, and we're in Georgia and Alabama. And she said, no, sir, it's all together. It runs all together on the deed. So I sent it to my attorney. I showed them, because you have to get a probate attorney for you to claim your estate. That's why I was awarded $137 million, because when the probate sees can see the land that you own. I own 4 oil companies that's actively pumping in Oklahoma. 4 of them actively pumping since 1936. So that's being tallied up. Well, I want to use that part of that money to purchase the 3-block radius, because I want the film studio that's right there across, because that's for sale. And then the building is abandoned. And all of these areas is really abandoned. There's like 2 houses that nobody lives in. And then the apartment building, because it's these coyotes. And we want to save the coyotes because we want to take care of them, because this is nature. And there's like about 6 of them. And, they've been chasing, these these dog walkers dogs and trying to eat them. And because they tell us not to feed it. And I say, no, I'm going to feed them because they're not going to be starving, hungry around me. I'm going to feed these coyotes. I don't give a fuck. So I feed them. We feed them. Me, Queen, we feed them. Because if they chasing your little, because they only chasing like they're little puppies. And they don't care if the owner got the leash on it and they care about the dog. They don't give a damn about that. Them coyotes go straight for them dogs and they be running. I'm like, oh, you need to pick up your dog, obviously. Why would you have it on the ground? You need to pick up the dog. So the woman picks up the dog, and then the coyote looks at the woman like, well, you gonna put it down? You gonna put, because I need to eat this, just a mouthful. So I said, see, that's why I'm gonna feed the coyotes, because you sitting up here. And then she switched up. She said, yes, you're right. I will definitely tell people to feed the coyotes. But then here's the question. Why are you even walking down this street anyway? The coyotes only live on my block. There's 6 of them. Coyotes live underneath this abandoned house, and then down the street underneath this other house, and they got babies. So why are you even walking down my street then if you having problems with the coyotes eating your damn dogs? And don't worry about if I'm feeding the coyotes. That's my business. And the city mayor is the one that said, leave the coyotes alone. Like, don't bother the coyotes. This is nature. Yes, I agree. That's one thing I agree with the city, because the city does say, don't bother the coyotes. If you feed them, then feed them like dead rodents, like little mice. And then some sort of grain they said that they eat. So I'm trying to find the grain that these coyotes eat, because I don't want them to be hungry around me. And they sit right by my car. They relax, and they cool with me. I don't bother the coyotes. They love how I feed them. That's good. Here's your food. Here's your water. Don't eat me. And they don't. But they eat these, these white women, these Mexican people that walk their dogs. If they have little poodles, oh yeah, man, they be running. They be running with them dogs, because the coyotes don't care. They don't care if the dog is on a leash or not. They don't care how the owner feels about that. If you're on this block, if you're on my block, you're gonna get chased by these coyotes. So I want to preserve the area. Leave the coyotes alone. Leave me alone. Real, leave me alone. For real. Because you can't win. You can't win. And time is ticking and of course it's in my favor. It's always in my favor. But no city official, no state official in the US has any more time, because all of their criminality is all out in the open. You're just out there. Okay. So just do what I say. Go to my website. Okay. So go to my website, because I want to finish watching my movies on Prime TV. Okay, so now, yes. So don't bother me at this woman's shelter that I'm in. I'm just telling you, Karen Bass, get your whatever your cronies, get them, because I'm gonna hurt them if they come near me. I'm just letting you. If their dogs are shitting near me, that's disrespect. When they can go anywhere they want to, I'm gonna punt that bitch like Baxter. Watch the movie Network Station or whatever it is. What's his name? Bradley on it. What's his name? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna kick the dogs. I'm gonna kick these dogs that's shitting next to me. Bitch, you trying to insult me? You trying to say, oh, and then the thing spoke and said, well, you don't pay no rent. No, of course not. You have to pay rent. You're from the bottom of Russia. You're from Mongolia. All Mexicans, Chinese are from Mongolia. And the white people are from the Caucasus Mountains. You know that. You don't pay rent. I don't have to pay rent. Okay? I don't have to pay rent. I'm indigenous here. You have to pay rent. You know this. And the city mayor fails to announce this while she's feeding off of our family inheritance, while she's paying the cops to evict us out of our own homes, while you're making us pay rent on our own land. We own 640 acres, and what's on that owes us the land taxes from the building, owes us monthly tax payments that reaches. That's what my attorney said, that it reaches 137 million annual payments. Like, you just get payments, and then he said those can even be broken down. because you can break those down. I don't know, but anyway, you split those between the heirs, and they go and give it to the cousins, but they only give the cousins a little bit, like $200,000. That's it. And because you know they they can only pay so much, and they'll take it. The greedy cousins will take it, and they have. Your cousins. I'm not the only story this happened to. That's why they call them distant cousins, and they're rich over there because they're feeding off of your inheritance. Though that's your estate. If your parents is older, if your parents have siblings and they're older than all the siblings, you are awarded everything. No matter what, if it's the man or the woman, if your parents, if your mother is older than her siblings, then you are awarded everything. The mother that's older is awarded everything. 640 acres. You got to split it with all your cousins. Okay. So that means that's what you get. You just get that, and you have to split that. You got to split the 640 acres with your cousins on the estate. So what you get is you get your assets. You get taxes from the Starbucks that's on there, the stop sign, the sidewalks. Anything that's on the 640 acres is yours because it's right there on my grandfather's. I didn't bring it, Lord. But anyway, look at my videos. I look at all my other videos. I showed you the deeds where the city commissioner says, well, on my grandfather's estate, well, since you made a ditch right here and we fell and injured on your ditch, we have to take your land because we injured ourselves on your ditch. It's right there on the things. Obviously, my grandfather made the ditch for you to fall into to die. That's what it's there for. That's why my grandfather made the ditch. Because what are you doing here? Look when you get your estate, because you have to email. You'll see it there. You'll have it there. I'm not the only one that have the same deeds because it's a whole bunch of other people that's on this deed that got injured on my grandfather's estate, which were cousins, and we don't know it. So you might be looking at me. We might be cousins on the same deed. That's how many people is on this Oklahoma estate in Oklahoma because we own Stillwater. Like the city of Stillwater. I own the city of Stillwater because it's a probate. Probate is where you have an inheritance without a will that's in your name. Like your parents didn't write you a will because they were murdered or they died. So, but they know you have an estate, so that's a probate. And the probate would have your name on it, and it would say, "Here come now, so and so. Here is your estate, and you are awarded this and that." And then they're supposed to knock on your door and give it to you with the keys. If it's any homes that's available for you to move into, they'll hand you the keys, and they'll say, "Sorry, the ones that's occupied, you're gonna have to. It's gonna cost $5,000 for you to evict everybody out of here." So you would have to pick an area where you want to, and then live on the land where you're at. And if it's people that you don't want in your area, obviously you give them the red slip on their door. Sorry, you got 30 days to vacate. Yeah, and it could be a sheriff station. Ooh, yeah, shit, you got 24 hours to vacate. Joker sheriff. God damn it. You got 24 hours. Anyway, let me get off this thing. Golly. Okay, I got to go. But I want you to, now, to anybody out there, I'm talking about investigators that want to investigate what's going on because you're going to have to anyway. People are out here homeless for no reason. No, they're homeless because you're stealing the estates. You're stealing the inheritance of our estate. That's why their people are homeless. That's why homelessness exists, because the city mayor with the city clerk's office is stealing the estates. Does anybody have any questions? Please look at my proposal. Hello. Blissfully. Oh, hello. Hi, family. How you doing, Dominique? How you doing, girlfriend? I emailed you my number. Oh, okay. Go to your city mayor. No. Please get the proposal. You don't even have to get the proposal. What you have to do is you have to call the courts. You have to call the city courts in your area and get your probate estate, and then get you a probate attorney. And then that's it. That's it. I got mine. You have to get yours. Everybody got to get theirs. They got to call your city. It's called the City Courts Clerk Department. City Court Clerk Department and say, hi, I like to do a probate. I like to get my probate estate in my where my grandfather, grandmother, or parents died. Where? What's their name? And then they'll say, you say the name, and they'll say, oh, we have it right here. How do you want it? Say, okay, you can email it to me, and they'll email you they email you all the deeds. That's how I got them. You just call. That's how I got it. That's how I got a probate estate. I mean, probate attorney. And then said, wow, okay. And I paid 5,000. I paid 3,500. Excuse me. I paid 3,500. Now, and then he said, well, you don't have to worry about that. We just want to know if you have, can you pay it? Like, yeah, I can pay it. They said, okay, because we can take out that out of your estate. Don't worry about it. So it's free. It's pro bono. Get one. It's your estate. That's why I'm homeless. That's why I'm forced, because they don't, and it doesn't matter if they don't want you to know. You're going to know anyway. You're going to find this out anyway, because you're going to figure it out. You're going to be like, okay, Catherine been saying that the city mayor is at fault. How come I'm paying rent on my own land? Okay, go to the city mayor. That's where it's at. Voila. Okay, well, I'm being harassed by him. So I'm making a video to tell everybody, hey, I'm being harassed by the city mayor in Los Angeles. The address is right where I'm at. 1215 Lottie Place, Hollywood or Los Angeles, how you want to say. Yeah, come and see. You can see women. We sit right here on the lawn. We just sit here, and you can see these dog walkers just taking a shit right. Well, it just seems like me, because they don't even bother the people down there. They bother me. I swear to you. I had to write a report and make a report. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. Even this man said, wow, why are they right there? And then even the two other managers in the housing, like, yeah, that's wrong. All of them. No. The two other managers came and they said, yes, that's wrong. Why would they be right here? I said, see? And then they said, well, you still can't have your gate right there. You can't have your thing right, your little personal space there. You have to put it back in your car. So I couldn't even have it there. So now the people is just thinking they could just walk up on me. So, okay, cool. Good. Ooh, walk up on me. Oh, you let me tell you, they're going to be walking this way. Come on with it. Oh man, I'm a boy. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I'm finna do to that dog. Them goddamn dogs. I'm gonna stomp them bitches. And then I'm gonna see. Let me see if anybody swing. Just really. Any one of y'all man swing on me. Oh, it's over for you. You will be intensive care. I'm just letting you know. You're gonna be intensive care. So Karen Bass, if you're sending these things over to me, fine. Your man's is gonna be hurt. Dressed like a woman, and they're gonna be hurt. They're gonna be intensive care. I'm just letting you know. Because they're here next to me. Well, when I'm somewhere else. So I'm gonna go back where I live at home. In that studio, which you made into a shelter. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a women's career center. Not a shelter, and not a brothel, not a whole house. How you made it. Marilyn Monroe was just hoeing her ass up in there. All of them. Shit. Sharon Tate, all of them. Shit. They was all being hoes up in there. You made them like that, and they didn't want to be hoes. They just wanted to do their little career and shit. What does sex got to do with anything? Damn. Can I just make a movie without doing something to your stank ass? Touching you. What if the women are married and they want to be married to somebody? Then they gotta go do something to a producer. That's y'all sick ass. You made that shit up. I wish a bitch would come to my studio and be some ain't no hoish freaky shit happening up in here. Yeah, time is ticking. I'm gonna get off this thing here. So I'm just letting everybody know I'm being harassed where I'm at. Two Mexican men don't know, keep walking a dog. And I didn't notice it until I bought that damn outdoor lawn chair. So that's what the topic is about. Would somebody please, and the address and where am I at, and the city mayor's phone number, call her. Tell her, hey, can you please get these, call her and say, hey, Kathy want to buy this building or this block. Call them and say, hey, can you get the dog walkers away from Kathy? Because she's the creator of the Promised Land. That's just what I do. I'm the creator of the Promised Land. Okay. She and the Jetsons community preservation of the Promised Land. This is what I do. This is what I do. Okay. So let me get off this thing here. So please look at my website. At the same time, get your inheritance from your local city mayor that's holding it. And it's really called the City Court Clerks Office in the City Hall building where the city mayor lives at. I mean, where the city mayor works at. That's where they work at. That's where every city mayor works at, if you didn't know. And a probate is what we all have. That is an estate that you have, whether you know it or not, with or without a will. With you not having a will. So if you don't have a will in your name, that's fine. You have a probate estate. And you say, I would like to check on my probate estate, please. Hand me my deeds. There. And that's it. Okay. Let me go. And I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we will see. Okay. So I'm just saying, that we should just investigate on who's terrorizing who is terrorizing who up in here. Because I don't know. Because I mean, I do know who's terrorizing. I just don't know why everybody around them is allowing them to terrorize people like me, who's indigenous to the land. Why do people allow these city mayors to be in office? Why? I don't know. Is it the fear? You crazy. You're already dying, and what you afraid of? Boy, you better get in them offices and remove them from the building. Stop being such a coward. Okay, let me go.